hello, and welcome to the Fat Squirrel Speaks. Today, every day I forget, is Wednesday, January 22nd, and it's episode 95. Oh, it's the show of hesitation. How are you? Now I've totally forgotten everything I was going to say because it just threw me off. Really? Really? I'm not even kidding you. Oh my gosh! If you're a new viewer, hello! If you're a returning viewer, welcome back! If you are a viewer who has left an iTunes review, thank you, extra bits! Did you know you could do that? Did you know you could go right onto iTunes and leave a review for the podcast? Did you know you could do it for your other podcaster friends? You totally can. Okay, I'm gonna stop fiddling. I can't lie, I probably will not stop fiddling. It's because I'm not knitting. If I were knitting, I would be fiddling, but then I don't think I can quite knit and do this whole show by myself. I need a cohort. What can you do? Okay, so my show notes are somehow also on my to-do list, but I did actually write some things down, which I don't typically do. So let's get into it. Okay. Let's do administrative, and then we'll do slight shenanigans, and then we'll do the stuff. How's that? There's knitting, spinning, and I bought a lot of stuff. Not on a yarn diet at all. Surprise. So in administrativeness, you may have heard a few podcasters talking about Blip. I store all my videos on Blip, and they are like my hosting service. They save me a lot of money. Thank you, Blip. I know some people are upset with Blip right now. But thank you, Blip, because really I've podcasted for 2 years and I haven't had to pay to do it. Thanks, Blip. But they have decided that they are no longer going to distribute to iTunes, and I'm sorry, my phone is ringing. That's very annoying. But they are no longer going to distribute podcasts to iTunes, because when you watch a podcast on iTunes that is hosted through Blip, they don't get any ad revenue from that. So they're putting out the money to host the videos and the bandwidth and all that stuff, and they're not monetizing that return. So I understand why they're doing it. I wish they weren't, but you know, whatever. That's all to say, keep your eye open. If something happens and you are normally watching on iTunes and no longer the Fat Squirrel shows up, check the blog just to see if there's a new episode up, or if I've had to change the iTunes feed. I don't know what's going to happen yet. We're kind of still, well, I'll be honest, people, I'm waiting for the smarter and cleverer folk to figure it out. Then I'm going to grab onto their shirt tails and ride them. I'll admit it. I'm not tech savvy. It's not amongst one of my skills. I thought I was until I started doing a podcast. I'm totally not. I'm like an educated layman. I know enough just to know that I don't know very much. So anyway, but just keep an eye open, not just for myself, but for other podcasts that you watch, that, you know, when you go to our blogs, it says Blip in that corner of the video feed. Just be aware. So, everything should be fine. But just heads up. Okay, also, what else do I need to tell you about? Oh, I did that. Oh, I want to say thank you. Our 2,000 member prize set is open. What? It will remain open, I think I said February 3rd, but it'll tell you in the prize thread when it will close. But I believe that's a Monday or a Tuesday, like a day I would record. Or a Wednesday. Inconsistent much? Yes, I am. Thank you. So go ahead and go over there. You have a chance to win Ploverberg project bag, or 2 Bling Your String project bags, or an awesome skein of yarn from Julianna's Fibre, which is self-striping. It's like a gajillion-dollar value for all those prizes. You could win one. All you have to do is go over on the Ravelry prize thread. You have to be a member of the Ravelry group, the Fat Squirrel Speaks. Hello. Some of you are. And then if you could just respond to the thread once and only once with a question for me. And then I will do answers to questions in February and March, or however long it takes to get through them all. There are some awesome questions. I'm not going to lie. I've enjoyed reading that thread immensely. It's so fun. It's given me so much to think about this week. I very much enjoy it. My mind sometimes gets a little stagnant because, you know, I primarily interact with like a 7-year-old. So, you know, just saying. Sometimes it gets a little stodgy up here. It gets a little congested, a little sticky in the gears. Okay. Self-appreciate having things to think about. Thank you. So there's that. A reminder that we're going to do the Gratitude Cowl in February and March. So just keep an eye, or you might just keep that in mind when you're doing cast-on planning, if you actually plan it, which I never do hardly. But if you are one of those planners, be aware. It can be any item for yourself that is wearable. And that will go through February and March. I'm sorry, I'm still fiddling. Okay. What else? I'll talk more about it, of course, as we open the thread. One of the things I'm thinking about doing this year, I don't know, what do you think? I'm thinking about doing like a weekly suggested meditation on your knitting, like a suggested gratitude meditation. That sounds really highfalutin. I'm totally not a highfalutin gal, if you can't tell. But it would be something like a prompt, essentially, like if you're self-directed in your gratitude knitting, that would be a-okay. But sometimes it's easy if you have a little prompt to work off of. And so we'll have like maybe a new one each week. Maybe. Throughout the cowl. And of course, if you finish your project, you can still play along. You just knit on something else and be thankful for things. Okay. And then, I think that's all the administrativeness. What I'm wearing. I am wearing my Measure in Love hat, written by the lovely Just Run It, Megan of Stockinette Zombies. And it's out of Hazel Knits Artisan Sock in the Aquarius colorway. Held double. And I am wearing a long time finished object. I'm wearing an old thing. This is the Bulky Mobius Cowl, and that pattern is written by Haley Waxberg, and I believe it's free. I'm pretty sure it's free. And I knit this out of Malabrigo Rasta. It's one skein. It's like that super bulky. And you can see the oh, I'm sorry. Left and right's confusing. I have the cross over here. I don't wear many cowls that are like the infinity style that you just wrap freely. But this one is not so tight, but keeps my neck warm, and I enjoy it. Also, it's beautiful. This yarn is gorgeous. This is the first Malabrigo I ever purchased. Shenanigans! Oh my gosh, it's so cold. What's up? I'm not complaining, just observing. It's very cold. So Tuesday, is that the day I'm talking about? Yes, Tuesday. Well, we had a Monday off for MLK Day, and then Tuesday we were back to school, and we got a 2-hour delay. I thought it was just because it was so cold. It was snowing too, and I saw the snow when I looked out the door. But when it was actually time to go to the bus stop at 10 a.m. instead of 8 a.m., I looked out the front door and there was not very much snow. There was not, I promise. Like I could see the sidewalk. Well, I could see my steps, and that's evidently as far as I looked. I looked down, looked to the steps, and then just stopped looking. So I got us all ready. Of course, the child's wearing snow boots because she has awesome snow boots, and hello, they're cool. And I was wearing I have like a pair of wool clogs, like are they halflingers? I don't know which ones they are, but they're wool clogs, like the felted wool clogs. They have a real sole on them. They're actual shoes. But I wear them all the time to the bus stop because I just slide them on and get out the door. So I was like, okay. Do you have any idea where this is going? Here's where it's going. We have like our porch, and then there's a small set of steps, and there's like kind of a landing, and then there's more steps. Go down the small set of steps, no problem. Oh no, wait! Pretend, not really, no snow, because the bottom steps were completely covered because we have insane drifting. Oh, maybe the like 20 to 30 mile an hour winds might have clued me in. As I heard them howling around the house, maybe I would have thought, perhaps there's a chance of drifting snow. I'm not in Little House on the Prairie. I was that day. So I'm wearing my clogs, open back. I am wearing socks, which often I just don't even wear socks because I don't sleep in socks, and sometimes I just don't add that extra step into my daily routine. I'll admit it. So I'm actually wearing socks this time. Yay me. Thank goodness I was. I might have ended up with frostbite. Because there's so much drifting snow that we can't even see our steps. I almost fall because I misjudge where the step is under the mountain of snow. And then we proceed to walk to the bus stop, which is like a block, it's not that far. And there are places where there is no snow on the sidewalk, and then there are drifts up to a foot deep, which I'm walking through in clogs like an idiot. Wind's howling. I mean, it's one of those things where the wind is literally blowing so hard, it does feel like we're in Little House on the Prairie. Like, it feels like I should have a rope, and I should be guiding myself to the barn. Oh, I can't see anything, Pa! Just hold on to the rope, Laura! Okay. It was like that. Okay, that's total hyperbole, but it was very windy. I'm kind of like the box truck of humans. When the wind is coming very hard, yes, I do have a lot of weight to hold me down, but there's also a lot of surface area to catch the wind. I had to bend into it and slush through the feet of snow. Of course, my child is bouncing around like she's just had like 28 cups of coffee, which she has not had, don't worry. I would not do that. But she's bouncing around like a crazy person, and I'm like, I get back home. Thank goodness the bus was like pretty much on time. I get back home and there are inch deep blocks of compacted snow in the backs of my shoes that I've been walking on. Right. Such an idiot. I ordered new boots today. I have like a pair of Keens. They're like hiking shoes, but they're totally like ventilated hiking shoes. They're not the sandals. They're actual hiking shoes, but they're like, there's like mesh panels in them to keep your feet from getting hot because my feet get very hot. I ordered new waterproof shoes today. I broke down. My first shoe purchase in like a calendar year. Is that right? Ooh, I'm so good. That's why I can buy yarn, people. I don't buy new things. I'm probably lying. I probably bought maybe I bought a new pair of shoes last spring. Maybe. I don't know, but it's been at least 8 months. Hush! So I bought new ones. They're coming in the mail. It was crazy. So those were my shenanigans. I know that's not like super awesome shenanigans, but whatever. That's what happened. Okay. Okay. So let's get into knitting and spinning. Usually I do spinning first, right? Okay. So I finished object. I finished my Rambouillet from Cloudlover. This is the Lord Grantham colorway. Down Abbey, oh my gosh. I just caught up. Oh my gosh, Down Abbey. Anna. I'm just, no spoilers, but Anna. Anyway. So this is the Lord Grantham colorway, and I said it was Rambouillet, right? I just did a 2-ply. Did I have any specific method? I don't think I even had a specific method of spinning. I think I cut it. I think I split the braid, I think I split the top in half and spun one just like that and the other one in halves or thirds. So yes, I guess I fractal spun that. That seems awfully fancy for what it really is. Anyway, so I think that's what I did. But it's just a 2-ply, and I would say I got about, what did I say? I get 250-ish yards. So it's like a sport to DK, which is awesome because I wanted it to be a hat, and now it shall be. I wanted to make one of those Rike, R-I-K-K-E hats that are all garter stitch. Don't you think they'd be pretty? Oh, I'm so excited! So that's that. Next. Spinning, work in progress, no finished object, sorry. No more. That's all. I'm not sorry. Hush. So, the next thing I'm spinning on is some Falkland from Godiva Yarns. By the way, you should totally, if you do Facebook at all, I'm total Facebook, what do we call that? I'm just an observer. I don't ever post anything on Facebook. But, like literally. I've probably posted 3 things in like a year. But if you like Cloudlover's fiber, that's a good way. I guess she probably does an email update too. But she has lots of sales. And lots of times they're like 20 to 30% off. Right. But anyway, so this is the next thing I'm spinning is Falkland from Godiva Yarns. She has very affordable prices. She does not have colorway names. This one is Falco 848 or Falk 0848. So I have 4 ounces of this one. That's this color. And there it is spun. Yarp. And then I have no rhyme or reason to how I'm splitting this because I have no even remote plans for a finished object. But then I'm going to ply it with this other one from Godiva, which is Falk 0864. So I think, yes. Like, I think this is like maybe the first pass of the dye, and this is the second. Like, I don't know how she dyes, but like this basically just looks like a more saturated version of this. So I think it's gonna be fun, right? Maybe. I was very worried that, see how tightly she braids? I was very worried, and this has been in the stash for not a year, but you know, maybe 6 months, maybe longer, I don't know. And I was very afraid that it would be super compacted. So I stripped it out, just one long, you know, just the whole length of roving, and then just stripped it. But it's still great. It does not feel too grabby at all. Now Falkland is, if you don't know, Falkland is not a breed of sheep. It's an island. It's sometimes considered to be a more eco-friendly wool because there are no natural parasites on the Falkland Islands for the sheep, so they don't have to be dipped in antibiotic to the extent that normal sheep do to sheep in other lands. I'm not judging your normalcy sheep. I don't judge. Usually it is a, what is it, Merino, Polworth. It's something else. It's Merino, Polworth, and somebody else. But anyway, I like Falkland. I've never had Falkland I didn't like. This is a grabbier Falkland, and I very much enjoy that. And by grabbier, it's not slippery. It has, I don't want to say grit because that would be hyperbolic explanation of the texture, but I like hyperbole today, evidently. Okay. But it has a grip to it when you're spinning. It's not like, whoa, what happened? You know, it's like, but not like, it's like a little bit of grabbiness, which I enjoy. And lots of times Falkland has that. Sometimes it seems to have more merino in it, and it does not have as much grip, but I don't really like merino. Admission time. Not anti-merino, I'm just, it's not my favorite. I really enjoy Falkland though. Those other breeds of sheep help to balance its good qualities and bad qualities. Okay. Ooh, knitting. Finished object. This is the Round Pig, and the pattern is by Clare Doornbos. That's not really how you say her name, but I think it's festive, so I'm going to say it that way. It is knit with Peace Fleece. I put the name on the show notes. I can't remember now. Hush. Do you like him? Hello. Piggy, 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 piggy. Look at his little butt. So I'm not going to lie, this pig was, while it was totally pleasant to knit, it was a pain in the neck to sew together. Not terribly, but it was a pain. You knit the body in one piece, sew it up, stuff it. You knit the ears, and then you sew those on. That was fine, but the legs I did not enjoy. Ugh. I did not do a very good job. Let's just be completely honest. It's going to like a new 6-year-old. She's not going to be like, these legs do appear to be about 2 millimeters off in their centering, and this one does seem to be stuffed a little bit. And she's not going to care. She'll be like, pig! And then she'll either put it on a shelf or she'll play with it, one or the other. It has French knot eyes, so this is just Peace Fleece, Potterfield Plum colorway. There you go. It's a pig! I think it's cute. I don't really like animals as much that have just like one big body because I feel like to stuff them and get them even is kind of obnoxious. Oh, I knit this on US 3, so it's pretty dense. And that yarn was donated to me by a kind viewer. Thank you. You know who you are. You wish to remain anonymous, but not in my heart. I don't know. I kind of like him. He's growing on me. He's totally growing on me. So when I sewed his little legs together, I just sewed them like all right next to each other. And I am glad I did because he stands up very well, and that was much easier than trying to space them. They're still a little off, but don't tell. Okay, you won't. There's that. Oh, and the tail's knit separate too. Okay, now let's do table. Sorry. You're like, ah! You're used to it. If you're new, sorry, this is how it happens. I squeal a lot, much like a pig. I have a pig. Wallering and slump. I have another finished object, which is a very old finished object, which is why I got so excited when I remembered that I finished it. When I went to Rambouillet Sheep and Wool Festival, I cast on these socks. Sorry, I didn't bring the blockers because I obviously even forgot that I didn't make these. They are a plain old cuff down sock. It has 3x1 ribbing. They're for me. And this yarn was was gifted to me by Bronwyn. It is the Opal Smoky Eyes collection. It is 6643. It's the orange one. There's like a yellow one. I have that one too. And a blue one and a rose one and a purple one maybe. It's the orange one. These are my first ever opal socks for me. I'm excited. But it was funny. I was really enjoying finishing them up. I was like, I don't know why this took so long to finish. I'm just really grooving on digging them. And then I picked up, after I finished them and kitched their toe and everything, I picked up my Julianna's Fibre, my Christmas socks. And I was like, oh wait, this yarn is way more awesome. But it was fine because I still enjoyed these. It's so much more plump and round and delicious. But these are very good and they wear well, I hear. So that's that. I have all this left over. I don't make very long cuffs on my socks. Whenever I do, I have fat lady legs. And so, it would be weird if I didn't, right? But so if I make my sock cuff too long, it just ends up folding over anyway. And I'm like, that's wasted knitting. Let's not mess around with that. Okay. Let's do works in progress. I'm trying to figure out what's in all these bags. I don't even know. Okay, this is one you've seen before. This is my Carpino sweater. I'm not a linguist, people. Hush. I am making it. Let me see who wrote that pattern. I should have it easily accessible here. By Carol Feller. I'm not going to show you the picture I showed you before. It is a top-down raglan with just this very basic neckline. So I was nervous about this neckline. Well, not nervous. I don't have garments with this boaty neck, but it's meant to be worn over something because, hi, I'm not that kind of girl. At least not in public. So, and it's also, this is woolen spun yarn, and it's not rather scratchy, but I don't know that I would want it next to my skin. So normally I don't do this kind of neckline. I secretly think it's kind of like a cheater neckline. Sorry, pattern designers, because it's just the easiest neckline to do. Right? It's like just cast on some stitches and start knitting a sweater. Okay. Especially when you're doing, well, either way. So the boat neck is kind of like, to me, is like a cheater neckline, but I thought I would try it. And even though I'm not sure it's flattering, sometimes you just gotta knit things because you need to knit them, right? I just gotta roll with it. And this is gonna be one of those projects, I think. But that said, even though I think it's kind of a cheater neckline, this one is written very cute. You cast on, see there's the lacy bit and then the sleeves and the back are just stockinette. So you actually, this is what I think is clever about it though. You cast on just the non-lacy bits and you work a few rounds so that when you do cast on the lacy bits, not only have you got a little bit of extra length there, I don't quite frankly think it's enough extra length, but whatever. But it gives you a little bit of extra to allow for the rolling of the plain stockinette neck. Does that make sense? So you work enough that gives you, so it's not like you have, okay, so if this is the side, like you're viewing the sweater from the side. This is the neckline and this is the back. If you made it without any short row shaping in the back at all and no allowance for that rolling bit, when you actually wore the sweater, it would be super, I can't remember which one I said was back or front, but this one is the back. But when you've cast on that little bit for the extra rolling, it at least helps it meet up, even though I quite frankly think it should be higher in the back. I did work a few rows of back shaping, but I think I should have worked more short row shaping in the back. A lot of me talking. Welcome to the show. So yes, I am working in my normal style. I am working a size, let's see, it's 2 sizes. It's not, my front size is not even a real size. So I'm knitting the back smaller than the front. I increased about normal until halfway through the arm, and then I increased fast for the bosom. And then I worked a couple inches and I decreased back down. And now I just, normally I like to do bust darts like a la Amy Herzog, but this pattern doesn't really allow for it, so I'm just doing the shaping in the side seams. What else? I am going to do butt darts. If you've never seen me in profile, it looks a little bit like this. Butt. So if this is the butt, if I knit a sweater that will fit my butt circumference, I feel like this is like a topographic map that I need. Can somebody work on that, please? 3D imaging or something. So if I knit a sweater that will actually fit my hip circumference, it is so big in the back that it's ridiculous. It looks retarded. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Wow, it's a bad habit. It looks foolish. I threw myself off on my own ignorance. Okay. However, and that's the reason a lot of times up until I realized about the whole butt dart thing, why did it take me so long to figure that out? That I would wear a lot of cropped sweaters because again, if they hit me like right at my actual waist, like pant line waist, because there's like your under bust waist and your pant waist, my pant waist, if it hit me there, I could have it fit more appropriately and it would look nice in the back and not be all baggy and weird and make me look way bigger than I even am, which is a challenge. However, now that I know of the butt dart, which I practiced on my Miranda, I can knit a sweater that is at least hip length without it being ridiculous looking in the back, because I just knit the smaller size until I get about to my butt, and then I make darts to allow for my butt. Does that help? I hope so. So yes, so this is how it's going. I have that much done. I cannot, look at my cute stitch markers. Shut up. Do you see that? Focus, camera, focus. Oh, it's focusing on the yarn. Well, I can't blame you. But aren't those super cute? They were sent to me by a viewer. Thank you. If you sent me things, your thank you letters are delayed because I forgot that Monday was MLK Day. Anyway, that's how far I am. I'm knitting this on US 2s. I can't remember which ones. These are the 2.75 millimeters. And even though it's a bit slow, because I have lots of stitches, there's lots of me to love, and it is tiny-ish, not like, it's sport weight, technically. Did I even say what yarn this was? I totally forgot, right? It's Bartlett Yarns. It is a cone, but I have wound it into cakes because quite frankly, that cone is a pain to try to knit off of. Here's my very messy cake because I'm almost to the end of it, and it was gigantic. Can you see how big it was? This is their 2-ply, which is a sport weight. And again, I got the cone. And I'll have plenty to make this sweater. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to make it long sleeve or short sleeve. I'm pretty sure I'm going to make it short sleeve, but who knows. What else do I need to say? Oh, so even though it's a little sloggy, I'm very much enjoying working on it. I would love it if I had more, if I could make a little bit more progress. But the pointiness of the needles, plus the wooliness of the wool, plus that size needle. US 2 is like a great size for me to knit fast on. And it smells so sheepy. It's so pleasant to knit on. I'm loving it. Oh, so good. So I'm in love with it. Hopefully, I tried it on. I don't know that it's, again, I think I said that. I don't think it's going to be terribly flattering, but I'm still enjoying it. Sometimes your favorite pants are not flattering. Just wear them anyway because you feel good when you wear them, even if it's not flattering for other people. Gotta balance. Okay, so my next thing I'm working on. What is in here? Oh, that's right. Okay. I am knitting the Rye Sock from Tin Can Knits. And I'm knitting this with handspun, which actually I think I'm pretty sure, but I didn't label it because I'm kind of a fail that way. I'm pretty sure this is actually also Falkland that I spun from Godiva Yarns. And it's just a 2-ply, and it's like a bulky-ish. Sorry. It's bulky-ish, and it looks to me like it's just like all the wet, kind of moldy leaves, which I totally dig. And I fold it. Not extremely, but it is a slightly fold, you know, intentionally. Because I knew it would be something that would be like that I would use that would have a heavier wear. So in this case, I'm making a little house socks with it. But I figured I would make slippers or perhaps even like heavier weight gloves with it. So here's my first sock. My yarn is bigger than they suggest. So I cast on 44 stitches, but then realized that that was too many. So I decreased to 40 about here. And then that was perfect for me. Because again, my gauge is totally not what it's supposed to be. And this looks very short for a sock for me, but it's very stretchy. And I love the garter. I love hand spun in garter, or, well, I love garter anyway. I love anything that varies in color in garter stitch. Just makes it pop. And I'm knitting those on US 3s. This is my numero dos. You can see it's smaller looking because I haven't tried it on and stretched out yet. So I had finished the heel, and it's just got a plain heel, like not slip stitch or anything. I was about here, and I was really like, I don't know if I'm going to finish these. But I'm glad I did, because this one I'm enjoying more. I think the hand spun that I started with was a little bit more irregular, and now it's becoming more consistent, and so it's more enjoyable to me. And I'm using those US 3s. These are double points. These are the which one? Are these the Knitter's Pride? I think so. The ones that are all different colors. That's Knitter's Pride, right? I like the Knitter's Pride double points in the larger sizes. I do not like the zeros. They are way more flexible than I enjoy. I don't like a real flexible wooden needle. It just makes me feel like it's going to break. Which I know is not the case, but it just makes me feel that way. So, but in the US 3s are very sturdy. There's not a flex to them. Or if there is, it's just enough to be nice ergonomically. That's in my bag from Knitspin Farm. I got bats from her. Oh, I'm so excited. I blame the new issue of that new issue of something. Now I can't even think of her name. You know what I'm talking about? The wool and spun issue. I'm not gonna try to think because I can't think now all of a sudden. What's wrong with me? So those are my little socks. I'm excited. I tried them on. They feel very cushy and warm. I'm very cold. Can you tell? Make all the warmest things. Okay, so the next thing I am knitting on is the, I don't know if it's Lomond, Lomond, and it's by littletheorem. Actually, I didn't even see it until today when I was making my show notes. And I was like, oh my gosh, littletheorem, how cute is that? This is just a bulky weight. It is bulky weight, right? Quince & Company Puffin, which is 112 yards. That's bulky. Gauge is 3 stitches to the inch. I believe this is free, almost 100% positive. But Susan B. Anderson has been posting on Instagram. That's Susan B. Anderson. She just designed a new hat, which is knit with the Quince & Company owl, and it has that split back like this one does. And I really want to make it, but I don't know how that hat's going to look on me at all. So this is my practice one to see how it works. This is knit on, oh, I bet I don't have this. Oh, stink. This is knit on some Malabrigo. I'm going to see if it's in with arm's reach. No, it's not. Totally not. This is some Malabrigo that I purchased when I was going to Paula's retreat. It is a single ply, bulky, whichever one that one is. I'll try to get the tag for you next time. And it has just a double moss stitch border that's split. And then you start on the hat. I'm making mine slouchier. It has a short row, so it's longer in the front than it is in the back, which I think is a grando idea when you're doing slouchy hats. Because even though I do want some fold over, sometimes it's so much that I almost have to fold this up too. Not on this hat, but you know what I mean in general. So I'm excited about the split rim with the addition of the short rows because I'll see how it goes. What else did you say? I'm knitting on this on US 8s. Oh, one thing I did do, I cast on and then realized that it was not going to be big enough for my head. And I don't know, I have a bigger head. And I wanted it to be slouchier. This is more of a fitting hat. So you can probably see, yeah, right there. We can see definitely on the wrong side. See that? I did the whole brim and then I was like, this does not look big enough. So what I did is I just picked up stitches along one side, because you work the brim flat. I just picked up stitches along one side and then did the broken moss stitch until I felt like it was big enough. And this will be in the back of the hat, so I don't think you'll be able to tell. And even if you looked, it really, I mean, it's not noticeable. So that's what I did there. It's in my bag from Tangerine Designs. She's fancy. Okay, so my next thing I will purloin. Like purloining a purloin. I'm parenthetically purloining. That needs to be the show title. Parenthetical purloin. Oh, I love alliteration so much. Okay, so I'm purloining an episode, a segment from the Awesome Knitmore Girls. Sorry, so much talking. What are you making for dinner? I'm making vegetable soup. What are you making? Okay, some of you are gonna be like, what are you talking about? Okay, so this is the downtown, the segment I'm stealing is when knitting attacks. Can I be more disorganized? No, I cannot. When knitting attacks. Ah! So I have Miss Babs in the sport weight. I actually have it for once. Look at me. That's not even the right tag. Never mind. That's like 2 projects ago. It's Miss Babs. It's a sport weight. I believe it's a merino. It's a 3-ply, but it's the deep sea jellyfish colorway, which I bought somewhere. I can't remember where I bought this at. Oh, I think I bought it at Stitches Midwest. I think so. Yes, I think so. Anyway, so I've been holding on to it and thinking, what am I gonna make with that? So I saw this. I definitely wanted to make like an infinity cowl because I have too much in it, just a hat. So I thought this one might be really good. It's written to be specifically used for multicolored yarns, variegated yarns. I cast it on. I do not like it at all. Not that I don't like the pattern. I just don't care for it in this at all. So I just left it on there to show you, to let you know that, you know, sometimes you don't see when I make a mistake of pairing yarn and pattern. Sometimes you do because I finish it. But in this case, I'm not going to, because this yarn is too lovely. So I'm actually, I think I might design a cowl for it. I don't know. I haven't decided. Because I know what I think I want. I just don't know. And I haven't seen it anywhere. So I think I might have to just make that happen. But anyway, so I just wanted to let you know. Knitting attacks me too. And it attacks us all. But mostly it attacks us with love. Like a giant bear hug of awesomeness. Okay. So that's all the knitting and spinning. I bought some stuff. Do you want to see it? So a lot of you are going into the new year with very noble aspirations of not purchasing yarn or wooliness. I applaud your decisions. Do whatever you feel free. I'm not with you. Not getting on that bandwagon. I'm over here. Over here. I would like to pretend that it's because my stash is not that crazy. That's a lie. My stash is totally insane. I've not exceeded life expectancy. But I got at least 2 years worth of stuff to do. Does it stop me from buying? No, it does not. In my defense, in my weak defense, I really did not have very much stash at all until I started the podcast. And so now I'm just trying to build up, just trying to catch up. fluffy this is? Do you see how beautiful it is? It is both beautiful and fluffy. It is bluffy. It's Buffy. If only Buffy were fluffy, I would totally dig her more. But look how beautiful and fluffy it is. This is from Gail's Art. This is 80% or 85% superwash BFL, 15% nylon. It's 6 ounces, and this is the Stony colorway. Great. It's so beautiful. And then look at this one. It's not my normal colorway. Oh, same mix. 85 superwash BFL, 15% nylon, 6 ounces. This is the Red Rose colorway. Do you dig it? Oh, it is like I need 3-dimensionalness. Look, can you see how fat it is? Oh, it's a cinnamon that I just never want to finish eating. Oh, it's beautiful. There's that. I think that's all today. That was enough, right? Okay. I hope you all have a lovely week. And I will talk to you next time.